afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Propagandacast Addendum with another topic here today, and that is the mobile defense doctrine, which certainly has, and the displacement of many people. It's certainly begun to become a bit overused by a lot of Wehrmacht players. Of course, the issue is why is it causing it to be overused? I mean, and how does it exactly work? And basically, most Wehrmacht players will go for the Puma because it's pretty good versus light vehicles, can really help there, which is one of the Wehrmacht's usually bigger issues. Like Allied light vehicles can give them quite a hard time under the right circumstances. And to an extent that's a weakness, but at the same time it's a weakness that can feel very lopsided at times. Comparatively to say how, German armour, how that works versus light armour, Allied medium armour, whatever, it tends to feel a bit weird, again. So in many cases a lot of people go for the Puma because it just locks down Allied light vehicles quite effectively. Plus, it can even take on medium armor to an extent. I mean, it's not going to tank it out, but it can actually keep them a bit on defensive, which of course makes it quite popular with a lot of Wehrmacht players. But at the same time, it can be dealt with. It's not like, superimposing. No, I think the issue is basically the command tank. Like, it just closes up too many gaps, allowing a Wehrmacht player to just rely on the otherwise cost-efficient Puma too much, while at the same time plugging up gaps versus infantry, but also making the Pumas capable of absorbing more damage. And I think that's sort of more the issue here with mobile defense at the moment. Simply put, the command tank just makes the doctrine too well-rounded, too efficient, too self-contained. I mean, that's been an issue with other doctrines. For example, Scavenge basically had the Ostwind essentially in the end made buildable instead of being a call-in, because again, the Oberkommand West players just, build a bunch of Pumas, then align Ostwinds. And similarly here, they're just going to call in a bunch of Pumas and then call in a command tank. Like, the command tank is just too good within the doctrine itself, alongside the Puma. And I just don't really see any other way than just, taking out the command tank and replacing it with something else. Like, it just creates too much of a great synergy between the two elements. And while, of course, some players will go for something else, some might go for tier 4, the problem is the command tank just, I think, makes it too easy. Too much of a no-brainer. And again, to just not take up, which I don't think is particularly a good goal. And again, considering how many other things have been quite, be built. And the command tank's just this weird, I think it'd be weird to build. So again, I think it just needs to go, like, just gone from the doctrine. And it's finding stuff like Blitzkrieg and so on there, mechanized, but I think in mobile defense, it's just too good. So the question, of course, is what to replace with. You could replace it with another vehicle, in which case you probably should look to some, like, kind of anti-tank. I mean, you could sort of, go the full way. This is an Oberkommand West vehicle. Maybe replace the command tank with a Jagdpanzer. Buildable, of course. No call-ins. No call-ins. Remember, no call-ins. But like a Jagdpanzer there could of course help with some players again, kind of want that vehicle. In some ways that could make the doctrine also really popular, since again, a lot of people want the Jagdpanzer for its range, so maybe that's not the solution. But then of course the question is, what is the solution, and what does dig in there that sort of fits in with the whole mobile defense element in a sense? And to that I then don't have any sort of particularly supreme answers. It could be maybe some sort of ability that could slightly, cover up some things somehow. Just, feel within, the sense of mobile defense, and it feels like, it fits. Maybe some sort of, I don't know, ability for the vehicles to, give them some sort of, ability. Maybe, their machine guns do some suppression or something. I don't know. I mean, there could be some options there, to sort of that way try and expand range. Or they could get some sort of elite infantry. Maybe they get Obersoldaten instead. Again, buildable, no call-ins. But I mean, that could also be in a way of, sort of adding in something there to the doctrine. But I definitely think the command tank just needs to go. Again, it just makes the doctrine too well-rounded, too straightforward, too just, easily go. I mean, even if you then make a Jagdpanzer buildable, and again, you're still going to tank up, and they're not just going to rely on the Jagdpanzer for call-ins. I mean, while it might be then popular over the sum, it's still going to cost them something. I mean, they're not going to fix them and get a doctrine that helps them a lot versus infantry in that sense. So, I mean, it could be used, it could be an idea. That's, like, I think my best suggestion for now. So, what do you think about the topic? What do you think about the mobile defense? Again, there are a lot of people are tired about it. What do you replace the command tank with? What would you stuff in there instead? This has been Imperial Dane with another Propagandacast Addendum. If you like to subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Remember to press the little bell though next to the subscribe button as well. Otherwise, YouTube is going to be less than enthusiastic about updating you. Why? Who knows? And of course, if you like to do, you can donate or pledge on Patreon to support the Propagandacast, and I'm going to keep doing this day after day. Links in the video description. This Imperial Dane saying cheers. You're all a wonderful audience. I hope to see you all again tomorrow. Cheers.